Hi there, my name is Katalin Szász. I am a senior failure analysis engineer at Renesas Electronics Corporation. Renesas is a semiconductor company that designs, manufactures, and sells sensors and integrated circuits. You might know these components as microchips. These are present in all sorts of gadgets and electronic devices that you are very familiar with. For example, smartphones, tablets, TVs, cars, airplanes, basically almost anything that needs to be charged nowadays. I work in failure analysis in the semiconductor industry. This means that on a daily basis I do analysis of damaged microchips or devices. From the moment that these devices are designed all the way to the moment where they end up being used by the end customer, like you yourself, they can face all sorts of damages, defects, and problems. My job is to figure out if something happened, what happened, how it happened, and how it can be avoided in the future. For this, I get to work with lots of great and interesting analysis tools and techniques on a daily basis. Just a few to mention are all sorts of microscopy techniques, so from well-known light microscopy all the way to scanning electron microscopy, meaning that I can have a look at the same damage with a magnification of just a few times, all the way to a few hundred thousands of times. Besides microscopy, there's also X-rays, so I do 2D X-rays on a daily basis, which look very similar to what you get at the dentist if you have issues with your teeth, or also computed tomographies, which are 3D X-ray scans. Any sample that has to be analyzed has to go through a very rigorous preparation process, so I get to do polishing, grinding, cutting, and all sorts of other preparation techniques. And sometimes I even get to open up electronic devices and tear them apart just to find the device that is of interest. The work that I'm doing, it's basically like detective work, so I have to go step by step to trace back the issue and to trace back the issue to the root cause. I studied material science and engineering, both for my bachelor and also for my master's degree. My career actually started during my university years because for a few years I've been a research technician. As much as I enjoy research in an academic setting, I was always curious about the industry. So when in 2015 I had the chance to do a 10-week summer internship in Germany, I didn't hesitate. And this is basically how I ended up here at this company. I came for a summer internship, left with a master's thesis project, joined the next year full-time as a graduate failure analysis engineer. In the past 7 years, I've made a few steps forwards in my career, and step by step I got to where I am now, a senior failure analysis engineer. I believe everyone goes through phases of wanting to become a dancer, a race car driver, a doctor, or an astronaut, or who knows what else. And so did I. I actually decided that I wanted to become a material engineer back in the 10th grade, so this was my second year of high school back home. I made this decision after a visit at the local university, where I got to see all the amazing research projects they were working on. I got intrigued by the idea of working with analysis tools and techniques to figure out how materials work or how they can be improved on. Since that day, I knew I wanted to work in a laboratory with people who are specialists in their field to contribute to the development of new materials or new devices. So yes, since that visit to that university, this was the job that I wanted to have, and I enjoy every moment of it. The semiconductor industry is very dynamic. New technologies are being developed constantly. Because of this, I often have to work on new projects and products. Thinking outside of the box and keeping up with the newest analysis tools and techniques is necessary for my daily work. This might make my work sound interesting, and it is, but it can also sometimes be quite challenging. It takes years of practice to gather the necessary experience for all the analysis tools and techniques that are needed to perform the job of a failure analysis engineer. But in the end, it all pays off. I personally contribute to the improvement of existing products, and I also help with the development of new ones. And on added bonuses, a couple of times a year I get to go to all sorts of very interesting conferences and workshops to keep up with the latest news in my field. My advice advice to all girls interested in STEM or related fields is to be curious and proactive. These are fields that require more than just simply showing up. In my case, it was curiosity and enthusiasm that got me to where I am today. I was curious about the research activities at my university, so I showed enthusiasm by volunteering. I was proactive and I wanted to learn more and to do more. Besides this, I believe it's very, very important to develop your personal skills. You shouldn't neglect this. Good grades are very important, but you also should work on your presentation or communication skills, or to grow your network. These are opportunities that might give you an edge over your colleagues and peers.